Have you ever stepped into a completely new place, or found yourself in the middle of a conversation and felt an uncanny wave of familiarity wash over you? That strange sense that you have lived this exact moment before, even when you know you haven't. This is déjà vu, a cognitive phenomenon, one of those intriguing threads in the human experience, a common stitch in the tapestry of our minds. Join the Tapestry Collective as we gently weave through the science behind this phenomenon. The term itself, French for already seen, entered wider discussion largely thanks to philosopher Émile Boyruck in 1876. It was later formally proposed for scientific use around 1896, helping shift our view from purely philosophical musings towards investigating this commonly yet mysterious feeling through the lens of psychology and neuroscience. And it is common. Estimates suggest around 2/3 of us will experience it at some point. It seems to happen more often when we're younger, perhaps because our brain's cognitive control systems are still maturing or more active, and tends to decrease as we age. Interestingly, those who travel frequently also report it more. Maybe encountering more novel situations simply gives the brain more opportunities for that flicker of misplaced familiarity. Stress and fatigue might also lower the threshold for these moments. So, what might be happening neurologically and psychologically? While there is no single definitive explanation, researchers explore several compelling, often overlapping hypotheses. Many theories revolve around memory processing. Our brains distinguish between different types of recognition. There's recollection-based recognition, where you consciously retrieve the context of a past event, the who, what, when, where. And then there's familiarity-based recognition, that more intuitive gut feeling of knowing without necessarily placing the source. Déjà vu seems rooted in this familiarity pathway, perhaps an intense signal triggered when elements of a new situation, like its spatial layout or specific features, resonate strongly with old, implicit memory traces that aren't consciously accessible. Other theories look closer at the brain's intricate architecture, focusing on the temporal lobe, a critical hub for memory and sensory processing. Specific structures, like the hippocampus, busy encoding new experiences into memory, and nearby regions, like the parahippocampal gyrus, involved in assessing familiarity, must communicate seamlessly. Déjà vu could represent a momentary desynchronization in these neural pathways. Imagine a slight processing delay where information about what you re-seeing arrives just microseconds before the signal confirming its newness, making the present feel uncannily like the past. While déjà vu experiences can occur as part of an aura in some forms of temporal lobe epilepsy, offering valuable clues about the brain regions involved for most healthy individuals. The experience is entirely benign and unrelated to epilepsy. The neurotransmitter dopamine might also play a role in modulating these familiarity circuits. Some researchers also point towards attention mechanisms. The split perception idea suggests an initial, perhaps shallow processing of a scene while partially distracted. When full attention is engaged, just milliseconds later, that briefly processed, but not consciously registered. Initial perception makes the second, conscious experience feel strangely familiar. And just to highlight how fascinating our sense of familiarity is, there's also the opposite of déjà vu, jamais vu, meaning never seen. This is the unsettling feeling when something you know should be familiar, like a common word repeated until it sounds alien, or looking at a familiar face that suddenly seems unrecognizable, feels completely strange or novel. It's another reminder of the complex and sometimes surprising ways our brains navigate memory and recognition. So, is déjà vu something to worry about? For the vast majority of people, the answer remains no. It's a common cognitive experience. Some scientists even propose it could be a positive indicator, a sign that the brain's fact-checking or conflict monitoring mechanisms, likely involving executive functions in the frontal regions, are working well. These systems recognize that the feeling of familiarity is incorrect for a new situation, creating that distinct, slightly jarring awareness that is déjà vu. It's usually just a harmless quirk of a healthy mind processing a complex world. However, if déjà vu happens very frequently, feels deeply distressing, or is accompanied by other symptoms like confusion or loss of awareness, it's always a good idea to speak with a healthcare professional. Déjà vu, then, isn't easily explained away as paranormal or a memory from a past life. Instead, current understanding points towards it being a fascinating window into the intricate dance of perception, memory consolidation and retrieval, and neural interpretation within our own minds. It's a gentle reminder that our experience of reality is actively constructed, moment by moment, by the complex and beautiful machinery between our ears. Exploring these fleeting moments helps us appreciate the wonder inherent in simply being aware. Have you experienced déjà vu? What thread does it seem to weave into your own experience? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. Thank you for joining this exploration with Tapestry Collective. Sounds, stories, together.